This video on The Sims 4 Cats and Dogs for PC is sponsored by EA. However, my opinions are still my own. With that said, please enjoy the rest of this video. Hey folks, how's it going? This is Seagull here, and I can finally start talking about cats and dogs in more detail. Today the focus is strictly on create a pet, and here you're going to see two pets being created from start to finish. A cat and a large dog. It's actually the green llama dog you all got to see a few weeks ago. Before I get into the rest of this video though, I do want to emphasize that this is not the final version of cats and dogs that you're seeing. This is an earlier build, so things can change between now and the final release. Also, normally I do speed up my Create a Sim videos, but for this special occasion, I'm actually going to keep it on normal speed. So being the cat person that I am, I started off creating a cat first. And I knew I wanted to go with a mixed breed, and in my experimenting off camera, I liked what I got when mixing a ragdoll with a Scottish fold. So you can see, just like with creating a human child, you can just like mix two breeds together and just randomize pet, and that's what I do a few times here. And yes! For the first time in the series, you can actually make a kitten or a puppy directly and create a pet. And of course, you can still make an adult or an elder if you'd like. And you will see the different options for this later on in the video, but yes, you can have each eye be a different color for your pets. And now that I've accepted my mixed breed, the game considers it as such, and you can also see here that you can choose between natural and fixed options. And I'll just let you hear the voices for the cats right now. And there you go, that's all of the voice options for the cats. So I find it pretty interesting that you can choose the raccoon for just any cat that you want, not just the pre-made raccoon. I mean, maybe you're making a cat that comes from a different planet, and on that planet, the cats all sound like raccoons. It's all up to the imagination, right? Right now, I'm just hovering over all of the cat traits, because in The Sims 4, cats and dogs have their own unique sets of traits. So it's not like previous games where cats and dogs, they just have the same traits. No, there's actually different ones for the cats and dogs, which I think is a really neat touch because, yeah, cats and dogs are obviously very different animals, so they should have different sets of personalities as well. The mischievous trait animation was pretty popular at Sims Camp. And don't worry, dogs can do this animation as well. All of the animations in Create a Pet are pretty cute, and there's a very good variety of traits, and there's actually the same amount for both cats and dogs. So now I'm just hovering over the different options you have for customizing your pet's head and face. With the cats, you have a specific option for whiskers, which I think is pretty neat. I like how the whiskers are 3D this time around, instead of just painted on. So you can drag a lot of the same parts that you can drag on a sim when you're molding their face, and yes, you can see there, you can even make your pets cross-eyed if you'd like. Deflate, inflate, deflate. Too much cuteness. But as you can see, there are a pretty decent variety of options with customizing all of the different parts of a pet. And yeah, there's all the head shapes. You can have your cat's head shape look more like a Persian or like a Siamese or pretty much whatever you can imagine. Of course, if you don't like the pre-made ones, you can still customize them to your liking. Now I'm sifting through all the different options for the nose, and you can even customize the color of the nose with some pre-made swatches there. So yeah, I really like the pink nose there. I think that's pretty adorable. And now onto the whiskers. So there's 3 different pre-made options, and then you have some color swatches for those as well. Those rainbow whiskers, heck yeah! And now I am choosing the eyes for my cat. So you can see there is an option for the left eye, and then there's an option for the right eye, and they both have the same options for the pre-made color swatches, and you can see a decent amount of eye options as well for how they look. And there is a match eye colors checkbox, so if you do want your cat or dog to have the same colored eyes, then you can easily do that instead of sifting through each color and be like, oh no, which one did I choose? No, you can just click that one and then everything will be okay. And now I've started up the paint mode, and this might be the most interesting part of Create a Pet, in my opinion, because there's just so many options. It reminds me of Photoshop in a way, and you can see also that I'm clicking on the different poses along the top, so it is easier to see which parts you're painting that way. I like that a lot more than what they did with The Sims 3, which looked a little bit, well, unflattering to say the least. So this is definitely better. And it's good for taking pictures as well in Create a Pet if you want to do that as well. If you're like a YouTuber and you want to make some really cool, cute looking thumbnails for your Let's Plays or Create a Pet videos or whatever. And now you can see me hovering over the specific options like the eyedropper and the eraser. And you can also have a sort of mirror mode turned on when you're painting so that when you're painting on one side of your pet, it'll also show up on the other side, which really saves a lot of time for sure. I do play around a little bit with this here, and I don't know, I just mess around, and yeah, there you go. That's a good example of the mirror mode. And yeah, then you can just turn it off, so then it just paints the one side if you just want to have it on the one side and then paint something a little different on the other. And then it's a good old undo and redo buttons if you need them. And there is a bunch of different pre-made shapes and stamps and patterns that you can apply to your pet as well. So some of these patterns you're seeing here are how some of the other Sims campers created their more out there pets, like the patchwork cat and the robo dog and some of those other ones. So definitely a decent amount of room to tell some weirder stories in addition to more normal ones, I guess you could say. And going back to some of the brushes that you can apply, I'm just showing off that you can change the size and the rotation and the color of it too. So just putting some birds on my cat because, I don't know, because you can. Like, gosh, yes. It's such a masterpiece. I'm so good at this. Well, not really, but definitely goes to show that the sky is pretty much the limit when it comes to Create a Pet. There's just so much that you can do. I can't wait to see what other people are going to come up with once this game is released for everyone. And yeah, I just gotta show off my love for the Freezer Bunny here. I actually do stick with this one as part of the final Shark Cat Ninja that you'll see. Alright, so now I'm done painting my cat. So once you're done painting, you can click the little back arrow, and then you go back to all of the other options that you have for customizing your pet. So now I'm on the body, and you can see all of the options there. And I'm choosing from two different tails. So you got like the short tail and the long tail, and yeah, when it comes to cats, that's basically it. And now I'm choosing from different options for the coat color and the patterns. And there's different colors that you can choose from there, as you can see, and I think at this point I'm just going to just sit back and let you watch as things start to take a turn for the more unrealistic with my cat. And there you go, a Canadian Pride colored cat. Yeah. But you can also see there's a skeleton pattern. I'm a big fan of this one. Pretty hardcore looking. And now I am choosing from different fur types. So there's like more fluffier types, there's skinnier types, so definitely a good range of stuff to choose from here. Oh yay! Now I get to gush about the pet clothing. Oh man, I am so glad this made its way over from the console version of Sims 2 Pets, because I loved it in that game, and I really love some of the stuff they have here, like Taco Cat. Yes! Also choose from the shark head, there's top hats, there's a grilled cheese sandwich hat, and oh, there's a really good range of stuff, from just like more normal clothing to stuff that's way out there. And yes, you may have briefly saw it, there are different options for collars as well. And I just had to do a rotate around of that dragon outfit. I love it, it's so nice and detailed. And then you got this jacket here that can make your pets look really edgy. And there's the sushi cat, and oh man, like, they must have had so much fun designing all of these clothes. One idea I'm actually gonna throw out there is that maybe you could have a grilled cheese aspiration sim who has a cat or a dog with the grilled cheese sandwich hat. I think that would be really adorable. And oh yeah, this is where the shark ninja starts to come together. Yeah, I just don't know how my cat can really see properly, but still, it's pretty fashionable, right? And there's a couple of the different swatches available. Just want to quickly say though, I think this sweater would go really well with a certain expansion pack that a lot of people want. And in terms of the amount of different outfits that you can have, yes, you can have up to 5 different outfits, like you can with Sims per category. And with the categories for pets, you have everyday and walking. I'll go more in depth about walking once I'm allowed to release footage of live mode. And one last thing I'm doing here is just showing off the muscle and weight sliders, pretty similar to how it is with human Sims. And that's it! There's your Shark Ninja Cat. Pretty happy with how he turned out. And now you're going to get to see the creation process of the green llama dog that I got to show off a few weeks ago. So this is a border collie, and I'm just showing off all the different poses that you can do with the dog. It's pretty much the same as it is with the cats. And in a second, I am going to name him as well. And it's the same as it is with human Sims. You can type them in yourself, or you can use the random name generator to come up with one. And here are all of the dog traits. So I do speed through creating this dog a lot faster than creating a cat, since the process is fairly similar. You have some differences here and there, but there's a lot of common ground too. So I figured I didn't really need to go into too much detail while creating the dog. And yep, there you go. There's the pooping the soft serve ice cream animation. No, it's not really ice cream. It's just, I think it looks similar. Why did I show it twice? Oh well, hopefully you enjoyed that. And now I'm just hovering over all of the different traits so you can see the descriptions. Once again, just like with the cats, a pretty good variety of stuff. And in a second, I'll show you a couple of the trait animations for dogs as well. Raw, aggressive. And now I'm just showing you the list of dog breeds that are in the game. So if you can think of it, it's probably in there, but if your favorite dog breed is not in the game already, then you could definitely make up your own. And here you can see, yeah, there are some different tail options for the dogs. There's more than there are for the cats. And one really cool thing about all of the preset breeds is that there's different swatches for most of them. So for example, if you choose a poodle, you're not stuck with just the one. You can also choose from different colors of poodles. And yes, we are back to the clothing. So I did notice that there's less clothing options for dogs than there are for cats. I don't know if that's because you have both the big and small dogs. I'm sorry I forgot to show off small dogs in this video. But yeah, I found that kind of odd. But you can see there are some different color options available as well. And it's cute that you can have a bow instead of a typical collar. But maybe there will be more clothes added later since this is not the final version. And yeah, when I saw this outfit, I nearly freaked out in front of everyone. I was just like, whoa. Just whoa. It's like the llama superhero outfit for the human Sims, except it's for dogs. Just, yes. I love it when there's continuity like this. And they even have the same swatches that were in Spooky Stuff and City Living. So I was like, yep, it's decided. I have to have a green llama dog because that's definitely something I want to do in the universe of my Let's Plays. Give the green llama his green llama dog. It is too bad that this outfit is not available for cats. I would have loved to have a green llama cat as well. And in a second, I'm about to show you the voices for the dog, including foxes. And that about wraps up the Create a Pet portion of this video. So in a second, I am going to go over to Create a Sim, and I'll show you the new items we're getting for human Sims, as well as a new aspiration and some traits. So yeah, it's definitely a big relief that I can talk about the new Create a Sim items today as well. But before I get into my opinions, I want to give a huge thanks to Andrew Arcade because he let me borrow his Create a Sim footage for this video. So go thank him and do me a favor and subscribe to him if you haven't already. Because he's a huge inspiration to me and why I even started my channel in the first place. So yes, Andrew, thank you very much for this. Also, once again, I gotta remind you that this is not the final version of the game that I got to play at Sims Camp, so things are subject to change between now and the release date. So without further ado, let's talk about the hairstyles in Cats and Dogs, and wow, I'm actually really impressed. Because, yeah, there's some pretty funny, cheesy, animal-related ones like that hairstyle with the paw print in it, but then there's ones like, yeah, like the last one and this one that kind of fit in with any world or theme, really. It's pretty casual stuff. And then, of course, as I say that, there's like the weirdest new hairstyle in the game that has cat ears attached to it. So, yeah, I think this would be really good for someone who really loves cats. And, well, yeah, it's definitely there. Can't argue that. And this is just the male hairstyles. Like, if you've been craving more hairstyles for the males, which I know I have, I think you're going to be really happy already with this expansion pack. And I just gotta go back and talk about this new facial hair for a second, because does it remind anyone else of the unsavory charlatan from The Sims 2 Free Time? Yeah, pretty cool, I like it. And now jumping over to females for the feminine hair, so they get a lot of new hairstyles too. I'm really in love with some of them. I'm really big on ponytails, so it's nice to see another one. And this hairstyle reminds me so much of custom content. I really like that one too. It's pretty detailed. And this one you've probably seen in the renders already. That's a really nice one, as well as the one with the bow. That one reminds me of The Sims 3. I can't remember what pack it was from or if it was from the store, but it does remind me of one. And I saw a custom hairstyle that's just like that one, that has like the short ponytail in it, and that hairstyle reminds me of The Sims 3 too. And this is a nice long hairstyle that I can imagine a lot of Simmers using. And look at those colors, just yes! all of my yes. I just love it so much. You may know that I've been having some serious creative sim fever lately, and this is only gonna fuel the fire. And yeah, that one that reminds me of Cruella de Vil is pretty interesting too. And then you got some nice short hairstyles as well, and the one with the ears, and then you got one that has a really long hairstyle in the back. And I actually gotta give this hairstyle some special attention because I know there's been demand for curly hair, and I think this one really delivers. Alright, so onto the accessories. Admittedly, there's very little here, but there's some cute necklaces for both males and females. So you got one here that's a cat, and then one with a dog that's a heart in the middle. So pretty cute stuff. I still like it. Would have been nice, I guess, if there had been matching earrings, but it's okay, I guess. And then you also got some tops that would look really good for wearing in cold weather. No, I'm not saying that's a hint or anything, but seriously. Then we got a cute crop top. Then we got a couple of shirts that are really good for the vet career. And now onto the full body outfits. This one I think is really good for cat lovers. Then you got like a more casual outfit right here. This dress, I love this. I think I'm going to use that one quite a bit. This one I'm not too big a fan of, but it's pretty okay. Now this definitely goes with the nautical atmosphere. And then you got some dungarees. I know English Simmer will love that. And the last two outfits I think are pretty okay. I don't know if I'll use those too much, but they're pretty nice. And then you got the continuation of the Parenthood t-shirt wraparound shorts instead of long pants. And some really cute shorts and skirts too. I love that one of them has a dog bone pattern on it. And those paw print pajamas I'm gonna use a ton too. Now we're just going through some of the color swatches. Yeah, I definitely like some of the alternate swatches for the shirt. And there's some of the colors for the dungarees. And oh, we actually do have a new wristband too. And some leggings. The wristband's actually pretty cute because it's like a cat wrapping around your arm with the tail, and there's the legging swatches. And just, wow, you're pretty much set for those animal lover create a sim videos. I know I gotta do one once the final version is released. And here are the new shoes for the feminine style. So, yeah, not too much here. There's other packs like City Living that came with more shoes, so I wasn't really expecting much out of the shoes department, but yeah, I'm pretty okay with what we got, and I actually really like those kitty slippers that she's wearing right now. Alright, now hopping over to the masculine clothing, I was actually pretty surprised about what we're getting, because usually there's way more feminine clothing than masculine clothing in every pack, pretty much. But I think the ratio is pretty close. I don't know if it's even, but I think it's close. Yeah, that sweater I really like. I'm not sure what is like hanging off of it, but I really like it. And then there's like some cute pet themed clothing and the same kind of looking shirts for the vet clinic that are really good too. And here is the single full body outfit for males. I'm not sure why they did it like this. It is kind of odd that they have like the tie t-shirt around the pants thing as the full body outfit. But I don't know. It's kind of weird, but still, like, it's not bad looking. And now for the male bottoms. So we have some nice long shorts here and some more shorts. And yeah, more shorts with different styles. Those pants I really like. And yeah, then you also got the paw print pajamas for the males too, which is nice. And here's the one new pair of shoes for males. And I feel like we already have something similar looking to this. I think it came with either the base game or Get Together. But at least it does add a little bit more variety, I guess. I think whether you have this pair of shoes in your game or not, it'll be good for just relaxing around the house, I guess. So now that I've shown off all of the clothing items, it's time to talk about new aspirations and traits, which I am happy to say that there are. So interestingly enough, we get a new animal category, where the new aspiration is Friend of the Animals, where it says the sim wants to be friends with the animals. And we got 2 new traits, pretty predictable ones, Dog Lover and Cat Lover. And those 2 traits do not conflict with each other, so you don't have to worry about some sort of battle between choosing Dog Lover or Cat Lover. You can have a sim love both if you want. And I'm pretty okay with what we're getting in this department too. It's what I was expecting. I wasn't really expecting anything more than this, but it should be interesting to see if they'll expand this animal category. There's also a couple of miscellaneous things that I noticed that I want to add on too. So when you go to create a pet, you actually click on the sim as you normally would, and below there's the create a pet button that's like a paw print, and then you can create a cat or a dog from there. But that's not the only thing, because now aliens and vampires, their buttons are not separated. Now they're consolidated into one, where you can see right above the paw print. You can just click on that button and then you can create a alien or a vampire from there, so that's really good. I think that does help keep things a little bit more organized and helps leave the door open for more cults to hopefully be added in the future. And there is some new music that plays in Create a Sim as well. I'll play some right now because thankfully this one did appear in Andrew's footage. And there's at least one other new one that I heard while I was playing, and it had a pretty groovy beat to it, I gotta admit. As someone who does really enjoy listening to The Sims 4's music while playing the game off camera, I think they're pretty solid additions. But that about wraps up this overview of the Create a Sim items in Cats and Dogs. So once again, thank you very much, Andrew Arcade, for letting me use your footage. This video would literally not exist without you, and oh gosh, like, Create a Pet is cool and all, don't get me wrong, it's really great, but wow, they did a really great job on the Create a Sim items too, and I am really looking forward to using these in my game. So overall, I hope you really enjoyed both of these videos that went up today, and thank you EA again for inviting me to Sims Camp. It was a pleasure to be back there, and please look forward to even more coverage on Cats and Dogs coming in the near future. So be sure to leave a like or a comment or even subscribe, because it lets me know that you like my channel, my videos, and it helps you keep up to date more easily with the latest content for me. I do videos on The Sims, Sonic the Hedgehog, and more. So I will talk to you all later, and have a great day. Thanks for watching!